Welcome. My name is Harry Cohen, the author of Be the Sun, Not the Salt. And today we're going to be discussing Chapter 21, Release Your Pet Peeves. And I've got a bunch.
I was going to say, this gentle nudge is for all of us, which is what every chapter, quite frankly, is for all of us. And we do this work for ourselves and hope that sharing it and talking about it also inspires listeners to think about it as well. But this work is ours. So release your pet peeves. I know everybody knows your primary pet peeve because we talk about it a lot. And that's people that are late.
Well, it's one of my pet peeves. And I say it in the sense of like, not I'm proud of my peeve. Mm-hmm. I'm aware of it. And when I see that I'm getting peeved when someone is late to a Zoom or a meeting or anything, I smile and go, let it go, buddy. Because I know now that holding on to that peeve is unwise, stupid. And
talk about why is that unwise and stupid?
Well, first of all, I'm constantly mindful of how all of us, myself mostly, can be a better human being by recognizing stupid, faulty, not helpful, just plain wrong beliefs and or behaviors and or habits or anything, and going, my God, that's stupid. I don't need to do that anymore because it's harmful to me or to other people. In the case of a pet peeve, it just keeps me mildly irritated and justified in my irritation, which is stupid. I say stupid as in unwise, as in that's not necessary. One of my beliefs used to be, and I held it as a sacrosanct absolute, is that anytime someone's late, it is a sign of disrespect. When in fact, it may or may not be disrespectful. It is for many reasons that people are late, and getting on my high horse and copying my attitude does not serve me or my relationships well.
Right.
I still want to be on time, and I still think it is better to be on time and other people to be on time. And also, when people are late, it's a reminder, oh, right. Let it go, Harry.
Yeah, the quote that we put in the book, Ralph Waldo Emerson, for every minute you remain angry, you give up 60 seconds of peace of mind. So this is about protecting your own roots. It's like, why am I sitting here doing this when I don't need to?
And the anger thing, there's nothing wrong with anger, but anger on a continuum. There's irritation to fury, and you can dial it way back. Right. And I want to dial it right down to zero. Like, easy, big fella. Take it down a couple of notches. Back it off. Not that there's anything wrong with saying, hey, I don't find it helpful to keep me waiting for 5 minutes. I've noticed the last 3 times we've met, you have trouble getting here on time. Let's talk about that. But your point about the anger, irritation, holding on to it.
Even mild irritation, it's not healthy. It doesn't. I think this one refers back to the chapter, Assume Positive Intent, which, as you know, is one of my favorites to talk about because it is so easy to judge other people through your own lens. You mentioned it yesterday. I just realized how hard it is to be on time for meetings when you have back-to-back meetings. And we don't know why somebody's late. We don't know if they got a call from school. Mm-hmm. We don't know if they had another meeting where somebody who was senior to them or somebody who was giving them, information they needed was holding them late. We don't know. And so I think that's the other reason to not be irritated. And I'd say asking the questions like you just said, listen, I noticed that these meetings start late frequently. Is there something we can do? Should we start the meeting 15 minutes after the hour? Would that help you? Because I know it causes people stress to be late. So to come in and feel like already judged and in trouble isn't good for them either.
And I think we were just talking about being late, but there's a million things that irritate human beings. It's okay and normal and healthy. It's not wrong. It's not like we're laying a big trip. You shouldn't have those peeves, leaving cupboards open, leaving a mess, doing things that bother us. Mm-hmm. It's important to identify them, talk about them, release your peeve if you can, or talk to the person about what it is that's bothering you, but don't make it bigger or smaller than it need be. I think that's the lesson for me And again, I hope that these gentle nudges, this conversation or awareness, helps people live a more heliotropic life. What do we mean? It means they're better with other people and themselves. Their life is enhanced because they were able to let go of some mild irritation more easily. That's our wish.
Well, and I think the trick that I've learned, partly because it's a great way to start a conversation, is to ask the question instead of come at it from a point of judgment. You talk about, let's use an easy one, leaving the cupboards open or whatever, here's a good one because I do this, not screwing the jar or closing something all the way. And I don't know why I do that, but it drives my husband nuts. But ask me what are you thinking about this when you do it? I'd rather do that than be like, oh my God, you're so ridiculous. Why do you always do this? So I think asking the question makes me, I think, have a healthier conversation about my pet peeve versus going, hey, you are always late. You always do this. Those are never healthy conversations.
Totally. And the tisk. I can't believe she doesn't know how to close the damn jars.
Yeah.
There's another option, which is, hey, honey, could you make an effort to close the jars tightly? Sure, no problem.
Right.
Done.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, that's so embarrassing. Yeah, of course. I don't mean to. I don't know what I'm thinking at the time. But yeah, I don't know if there's another pet peeve you can think of, but they're so easily resolved half the time in a conversation with somebody versus just that judgment and sitting and stewing in judgment.
Exactly. The sitting and stewing in judgment. Why don't people use their blinkers when they change lanes? I don't understand. And
Well, I still don't understand.
The phrase that gets me is, I don't know why people, and then fill in the blank. Yeah. What about you? You're a people.
Yeah, we're people too.
I want us to look in the mirror and really, grow as we age. This work for me is about wisdom work, not being more clever, not learning anything, maybe unlearning just as much as learning. But how can I live my life more wisely, therefore more healthfully, if that's a word?
I love that. Unlearning. That's a really good, unlearning certain habits and certain judgments.
Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed our conversation about letting go of your pet peeves. Please let us know what peeves you've been able to let go and how you did it so you can help somebody else out. Don't collect them. Don't send us your list of peeves. Send us, if you will, how you've let go of some peeves that you held on to for many, many days, weeks, months, or years, or decades. And we'll help a bunch of people. Follow us on any of the platforms and like and share. And let's figure out how we can do more good together.
So we can help each other. It's great. Thanks for listening.